Welcome back to the GoBros YouTube channel. Today we're back working on this 2000 Chevy Silverado. It's got some classic rusty brake lines and we've been leaking from the driver's front for quite some time now. I've just been waiting to pull the trigger on some stainless lines. We just got a full pre-bent set from Lines to Go. So we're gonna go ahead and start cutting our old brake lines off and get these new stainless lines put in. So as you can see there, this line here has been leaking for a while. I gotta add brake fluid about once every month. So we're gonna get the front end jacked up and pull this tire off and start getting these unhooked. So like I said, I've actually known that these brake lines have needed replaced for a while now, and I'm just now getting around to it. And once I got going on it, I was realizing that these brake lines have definitely been replaced before because a lot of them were not in the correct spot where they should be. It's definitely a weird feeling going in and cutting all your old brake lines off, but that was definitely the easiest way to do it, especially so I could get the fittings out with a 14mm socket. So that's the one that was basically broke all the way through. That was barely hanging on there. Okay, so up here you have 5 different lines coming out of the ABS. That upper right, that one goes to the back. So that's the only one that I'm leaving. The top 2 on the left, right there, over there, and that one, and the one right next to it. Those are all going forward. Just gonna go ahead and cut those, take out that fitting, and then we're almost already ready to put our new lines in. You'll have to kind of excuse my muffled voice. We were in a smoke advisory from the Canada wildfires, and I was wearing a N95 mask most of this project. But we were going camping this weekend, and I had to get these brake lines fixed. Alright, so we're starting to finagle the new lines into place. And I will definitely say what hurt me probably the most was that these lines have already been replaced and I couldn't really tell where the new lines were supposed to go. I would recommend using a diagram on linestogo.com for your specific vehicle. I had a plow mount on the front of mine, so I had to take that off in order to get the new line in without bending it up too bad. I think the best advice I could give is just take your time on getting the new lines in there. They are all bent up the right way, and if it's not fitting properly, you probably don't have it in the right spot. I found it easiest to start the flare fitting on the wheel wells and then work your way back and clip it into place. There's a union on the driver's side. It's a little bit tight to get to, but just tighten that up as you work your way back. It's the same process with this side, only it's a little bit shorter of a line. Get it kind of into place and then start the fitting on the wheel well side. Alright, it's been pretty difficult to get some video of this. We have the brake line going from the top right of the ABS module, or the top middle. That goes all the way here, and then there's a union right there. And that goes all the way around the front of the truck on the passenger side right there. Then there's a couple clips up there, 3 of them. That is what those top 2 look like right now. They go on the outside of the frame. And then on the ABS module, the top left, that comes up through here. That goes to your driver's front. And we just have 2 more that go from the brake booster to the bottom 2 of the ABS module. So we're gonna get those put in. We're making pretty good progress so far.
Like I had said before, I think I was at a little bit of a disadvantage because the lines, when I pulled them out, they had already been rerun in the wrong spot. So I had kind of the wrong impression of where these were supposed to go. So it just took me a little bit of extra time to get them in the right spot.
Okay, we got the two lines hooked up to the master cylinder. Down here, your two lines coming down. They're all in the little clips. They're all running down the side. I gotta put a zip tie right here to make sure it stays off the frame. Then underneath, got all four lines coming back. I didn't replace the line right there going back to the rear axle. I didn't want to drop the tank yet, but I have the lines, so if it ever goes bad, I can just swap that one out. Yeah, none of the lines are touching each other, so we don't have any rubbing issues wearing a hole through the line. So we're gonna put some fluid inside and start bleeding the front brakes.
So I bled the brakes for probably 10 to 20 minutes on each side. It took a long time to get all the air out. I did not have the right scanner to actuate the ABS, so I had to take it out in the driveway and slam on the brakes in order to manually actuate the ABS, and then come back in and bleed them a whole bunch of times. Definitely took a lot longer than I thought it was going to, but eventually it got all the air bubbles out and the brakes felt good.
Okay, we just got done bleeding the brakes. It took me about an hour and a half of going back and forth, locking the brakes up to get the ABS to kick on, and then bleeding them. And I did that probably about 4 to 5 times. There was quite a bit of air bubbles in the back brakes too, so make sure you bleed those as well. I used at least 2 quarts of brake fluid in order to get all the air bubbles out. I definitely would recommend the Lines to Go kit. Makes it really easy and there's no bending or anything that you have to do. It's just a matter of getting the brake lines put into place without bending them too much. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you learned something and we'll see you in the next one.